Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Charlemagne the God has decided to actually come out here and admit this entire Cardi B situation. And we're going to be talking about Paprika Spice and her album cover and all the commotion that it's causing in the streets. And the Transformer allegedly is going to be dropping a freestyle at Hot 97 today. And Nicki was out there doing a good deed with a leukemia patient. Now, these are some of the things that we will be discussing in this video. Hello tea lovers and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, you guys, let us talk about this entire Breakfast Club situation. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, the Breakfast Club has been very infamous when it comes to the H train. You know, I personally believe that they were at the forefront of the H train, during that time that everybody was trying to cancel Nicki Minaj. Those people shamelessly were in the forefront. Charlamagne, DJ Envy. I will say that Angela Yee was a bit subtle about it, okay? But it was as clear as daylight that, you know what, their aim was to place the Transformer in Nicki Minaj's spot, okay? I mean, Charlemagne even got like some form of appreciation for the Transformers' accomplishments and things like that. That's how much compromised they have been. But you do know that at the same time over the years, they try and say that, well, there's no agenda behind ending Nicki Minaj. She's being delusional. The world is not against you. But I'm like, okay, technically, or the whole world may not be against her, but like people who have influence in the music industry are against her, clearly, including yourself. And they've always had like this entire gaslighting situation when it comes to her. They literally do her dirty. And when she complains, they're like, oh, look at her. She's crazy. She thinks everybody's after her, but nobody is after her. They have always done that, over the longest of time. And so personally, I do find it disturbing, and I know that there are also other people who find it disturbing because listen, the Breakfast Club is not like a YouTube blog, it's not a Twitter blog, it's not an Instagram blog. This is actual radio, okay? And this is a platform that was previously well known and well respected in the hip hop community because people really thought that they were for the hip hop culture. So when they were actively doing these things by trying to, water down the standards of rap, water down everything that they watered down, you guys, they did it for the Transformer. This was the first time that these men sat down and justified not writing your own songs. Literally, a person who's supposed to stand for hip hop sat down and said, it doesn't matter if somebody does not write their own, lyrics. And these are people who have a lot of listenership, I mean. And this listenership they got when they were being authentically hip hop. Now that they have captured the attention of the masses, they are deciding to bend the rules and do all sorts of things just to accommodate the Transformer. Okay, now fast forward to 2024. These guys have realized that Nicki Minaj is uncancelable. They have realized that even after all those efforts they have made, okay, Nicki is still standing. I mean, even in 2024, they literally sat down and lied to us and said that Nicki Minaj show was not selling. Just literally sat there and they all nodded as she lied blatantly, you guys, with a straight face. Lied about Nicki Minaj's store not selling. So that tells you that even in 2024 they have not given up the agenda. And I also do feel like to a certain extent they kind of know that it's too late to try and backtrack, otherwise they're going to look even more clownish than they already do. So at this point, what's left for them, obviously, is to pretend like, the Transformer is the best thing to ever happen to female rap. Okay, so now in 2024, one thing also that cannot be denied is that the Transformer fell off. I mean, even Billboard, really did place her at number 7. So that's one thing that you can't deny. You can try and praise her and do all these things all you can. But at this point, comparing her to Nicki Minaj is insane. Okay, so it seems like after now it's apparent because with the beer and the transformer situation, Charlemagne was out there defending the transformer and things like that. I don't know how somebody who stands for hip hop would defend somebody who's trying to sue over a rap beef. Okay, I don't understand how he can sit there with his bald head and decide to be that shameless. Okay, so he was defending that, and so they sort of were like, oh well, you know that people accuse you of being biased. And did this man not admit bias, you guys, on national radio? He did admit bias and say that, oh, wow, because the transformer came to my daughter's birthday party. And I'm like, what am I seeing in 2024? What exactly am I just watching right now? What am I watching? Oh my God, imagine the clownery of that man sitting there and saying that, oh, well, the reason why he will always be biased about the transformer is because, she came to his daughter's 16th birthday party. And I'm like, so you're willing to compromise an entire culture with the platform that you have, that the people actually gave you. You want to compromise all that just because somebody came to your daughter's 16th birthday party. Like, what happened to shame, you guys? What happened to integrity? I'm embarrassed on his behalf. Anyway, let me just insert a snippet of what this man had to say. I was so, like, I literally had secondhand embarrassment. What is that?
It is what it is. And I will forever be biased to her. Because she did not have to come to my daughter's sweet 16, but she did. I got big, bulletproof love for Bardi. Salute the big. And I will forever be biased to her. Because she did not have to come to my daughter's sweet 16, but she did. I got big, bulletproof love for Bardi.
There you had what Leonard had to say. And at this point, I guess that all sums it up. For all of you who like to hop into the comment section saying that, oh, wow, but Charlemagne said, oh, but the Breakfast Club said, F you and your opinions and your Breakfast Club, because they just admitted that it's all biased. So don't come in the comment sections trying to argue using a platform that has admitted its bias towards the transformer. I'm embarrassed. I mean, all these years he tried to say that, oh, well, these are facts. Oh, I'm not being biased. And then in 2024, he does not have any excuse. And that's when he decides to say that he's biased. I'm embarrassed, you guys. But hey, let me know in the comment section, obviously, what you think about that. And the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Ice Spice and her album cover. Okay, so it does seem like after the announcement that she made about her album and after she posted an album cover, people felt some type of way about the cover, as people were like, oh my goodness, why is your name written on the trash can? Does it simplify that does it symbolize, I'm sorry, that your album is going to be trash? And people were like, oh my goodness, it's not it, and things like that. And so one Twitter user decided to edit that album cover and said, here, I made it better. Okay. And somebody said maybe putting the title on the trash can was not the right thing to do. And it seems like that did not sit well with Ice Spice, because she then responded to the person who had edited the photo and said that, well, you thought you made this better to Delulu. And that basically, and then she also posted a picture of that guy's work, saying that, well, you thought that you made this better, but still it's not better. I guess that was her trying to clown this man. And so it was an entire conversation surrounding this entire thing. And I do not think that this guy was trying to be disrespectful, because I do think that his profile says that, he edits video. He's what do you call them, those graphic designers and things like that. So it seems like Ice Spice took offense in that. And then she also went ahead to say that David LaChapelle is Y2K, so sweet plus legendary. He didn't even charge me because he F's with a real bad B. Thank you all. Thank you for all the incredible art you've put out through the years. This cover means everything to me. And yes, Y2K was placed on the trash can on purpose. Can you guess why? Okay, so that was her basically defending the photographer who did the shoot for her album cover. Now, I will comment on this, you guys. I do understand that people felt like she overreacted to the person who edited her album cover and things like that, but I do feel like she found it necessary to clear that, to make it known by the photographer that she's not complaining, that she really is effing with the, with the cover that the photographer made, because like she's saying, if she really got that for free, if she had allowed that to fly around, that entire, oh my goodness, it's a bad, let's edit it and things like that, it would have really seemed like, she's ungrateful to the photographer, given that the photographer had done that for free. So personally, I do think that, well, that's where that was coming from, because let's be honest, if you're a photographer, you put in hours of work, and somebody on the internet, edits your craft, and, the person that you've done the favor for endorses that edited craft, it really would come off as disrespectful. Now, do I think that the edited version is better than the original? Absolutely. It is. It really catches your attention better than the original shoot. It's brighter. It's for me, I do feel like the guy who edited it really did a good job. The graphic designer from the internet. Okay. That being said, I'm just thinking she was so quick to clear this up. Okay, very, very quick to clear this entire picture situation. But where was this energy when those text messages came out? So already I'm seeing a different type of energy from her. Okay, when it comes to this entire photographer, of course, she was quick to clear things out, to defend the photographer, to thank the photographer, to clear the air. Okay, basically to make sure that the photographer was not going to feel some type of way. But this is not the energy that we got when those text messages were leaked. A part of me really does believe that she waited to clear that or to apologize because she thought Nicki was going to respond to that, and then she would also act as the victim and she would become the internet's new favorite, for going against Nicki Minaj. Because you do know that people literally will applaud you and will support you just because you've gone against Nicki Minaj. So I do feel like her waiting it out, not addressing it in public, was hoping that Nicki Minaj would come out in public and cuss her out. And Nicki Minaj did not do that. So there she is now, stuck with no clout for going against Nicki Minaj and no clout from the Barbz for being in good terms with Nicki Minaj. So I feel like that's why she probably waited it out. I feel like that was probably strategic. Like, probably they sat down with their, with a team and we're like, oh my goodness, so what are we going to do right now? Let's not respond. If it comes to it and she decides to respond on the internet and she decides to cuss you out, then we go against her. That kind of lottery kind of thing. I think that's the route that they had decided to take, given that already she had already started to make it, known to the public that she's sitting on the fence when it comes to the Transformer and Nicki Minaj, after that those entire pictures were posted. Okay, so yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, obviously, what you think about that. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, it is being rumored that the Transformer is actually going to be dropping a freestyle at Hot 97 by the time you see this. I think that day tomorrow, as I'm recording it, that's tomorrow. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that, well, she's going to be dropping a freestyle there. And so I'm just like, is it going to be like a beer response? Are we going to get a beer response? And I'm like, oh, days later. That's interesting, number one. Number two, is it going to be an actual freestyle? Because, if somebody cannot even freestyle speaking, somebody cannot even freestyle a speech, like regular conversation. She can't freestyle regular conversation. And so I'm trying to think, having to freestyle an entire rap song. It wouldn't, I don't think she would be able to do that, because then that would mean she has to come up with the words that rhyme. Remember that video she was crying about coming with words that rhyme. She can even hardly write a song. So to think that she can come up with a freestyle, yeah, maybe if it's pre-written. Okay, so yeah, let me know in the comment section, obviously, what you think about that. Do you think that Paterson Fontaine is finally back from vacation? The next thing that we are going to be talking about, you guys, we are going to talk about, Offset. Oh my goodness, the Transformers husband. It is being rumored, you guys, that, oh, well, there was some laying down with Krishan Rock. And that came from that man with a big mouth. What's his name? The man who's around Blueface a lot. This man who has a big mouth. Wag 100. Yes, that is the that is the person who sat down and was insinuating that, well, the Transformers husband laid down with Christian Rock, okay? And I guess that's why Blueface was being disrespectful. You remember during the time when the Transformer and the husband were, fighting on the internet and things like that. So I'm just like, if this is true, why does the Transformer not have the kind of energy that she has with everyone else with Christian? If that indeed is true, that would be really weird. But then again, you guys, this is coming from 100, all right? I'm not going to let, my, I don't want to say dislike, but like my indifference towards the Transformer to cloud my judgment when it comes to Wag 100, because it's him at the end of the day. So everything that he says has to be taken with a grain of salt. Okay. And the next thing that we are going to be talking about, you guys, it seems like Azealia Banks is out there going in, on Doja Cat. And at this point, I'm just like, I can't keep up with it, okay? One moment, Doja Cat is better than Nicki Minaj and she's doing the thing. The next moment, oh my goodness, Nicki Minaj, you can't even touch her. Or you Doja Cat, you're bad, you're this. So with her, honestly, I cannot keep up. I will try to look for the audio and insert it. But if she's cussing a lot, I'm sorry, I won't be able to insert it. Anyway, moving on to the next thing that we are going to be talking about. Nicki Minaj did a mad nice thing, okay? She decided to surprise a leukemia patient, by wishing her a happy birthday. And that was such a beautiful moment. Shout out to Miranda for bringing that to my attention. And also Miranda was just pointing out the fact that, well, all these other blogs that like to post messy stuff, or like literally a Nicki Minaj tweet, they would take it and run with it to their blogs. But when she does something this heartwarming, you don't see them anywhere posting it. According to, Miranda, she's saying that even, celebs love Nicki Minaj, sent the video to these two blogs, the blogs that I'm talking about, and they blatantly refuse to post it. So they will rant at anything negative when it comes to Nicki Minaj, but anything that makes her look good, obviously it would defeat their purpose of trying to make it seem like she's the villain. And I think the problem with, blogs like The Shade Room and things like that, during the H train, they were in the forefront pushing it. So backtracking at this point would make them, would make people see them for who they truly are. That's why they latch onto every new girl who seems to go against Nicki Minaj. That's why they still try hard to paint Nicki Minaj as the bad guy, because deep down, Angie knows. As a Christian, there is no way you can think that the Transformer is a better person than Nicki Minaj after all that was done to Nicki Minaj in during the H train. I'm sorry, because I really used to listen to Angie talk about her faith and things like that, and the way that her platform moved during the H train, I can't. Now I'm just like, when I see her around Stephanie Ike, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't focus. I just can't focus, you guys. I can't separate her from that. Do you understand? It's one thing to be a blog and, you need to be messy in your captions or whatever to get some clicks and views. But to actually behind the scenes be at the forefront of corporates trying to cancel a black woman for not wanting to share her piece of the pie with them unfairly, for me, it's different from all this other, you can laugh about her wig, you can laugh about that, you can laugh about that. But to propel a lie, to propel a narrative like that, and still want me to listen to you talking about the gospel, I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. I can't even lie. So I feel like they are still holding on to the Nicki Minaj is the bad guy thing, because it makes them feel better. When they are constantly proved that, well, Nicki Minaj is not the bad guy, it kind of, it's like a mirror to them, it's like a mirror being held against them for them to see that, oh my goodness, we really did this woman evil. So they'd rather continue living in the lie. That's why they, even up to now, after even they realize that the Transformer is probably the worst person, that's why even up to now, they cannot, be able to say, oh, Nicki is actually not bad. Because imagine how that ended. the relationship that they had with the transformer, regardless of the alleged payola that was happening with her and the blogs, and they ended up threatening to release each other's audios and things like that. So even after that, you would think that, you know, they would then say, oh, at the end of the day, I think, you know what, Nicki wasn't the problem, but they don't even have the guts to do at least that. So they continue propelling this. Nice things like, you know, what Nicki Minaj did for this woman, they will not post. And then you see people in the neighborhood talk comment section still saying that, oh my God, wow, this blog is a bad blog. And I'm like, don't you see how Kyle is always setting up Nicki Minaj every single day to get dragged? He literally does that. And also, you guys, this entire thing of, you know, the Shade Room and the neighborhood talk not posting the transformer, especially the neighborhood talk. They are saying that, oh, well, we can't post anything that is anything to do with her. They didn't even post the Billboard ranking. And I guess their excuse is because, oh, well, there's the transformer on number 7. But they were so quick to post Nicki Minaj tweets. Okay? And so I want to see for how long they are going to keep this up. Because one thing that I can tell you is if the transformer decides to release her album, we're going to see them trying to force it down our throats again. We will see them posting the transformer every single time again, and they will say that, oh, we spoke about it behind closed doors. Right now, they are saying, oh, well, she said we shouldn't post her because there's nothing positive that is going on around her. The moment this girl decides to release, in her album, let's come back to this conversation. However, that being said, you guys, I'm just going to insert a snippet of that video and how grateful and how emotional this woman was, this fan was, when Nicki Minaj was out there wishing her a happy birthday. I mean, this is why I always appreciate Onika Tanya Mirage, just because of things that are heartwarming like this particular one. Okay, this video became a little bit long, but I don't know, I just felt like I'm having a conversation with you. Even my voice, you can tell that it's calm. It felt like more of a conversation than like a video that I have to stick to the topics that I have to talk about. So I hope you enjoyed this entire conversation that we had, and thank you very much for watching, and until my next one, see you.
Birthday, Miss Gwendolyn. I am Nicki Minaj, and me and all of the Barbz would like to say happy blessed birthday, wishing you many, many more. May God completely heal you.
What?
In the mighty name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? What? How did you do that? Look at that.
Now, Dorian, after besides that, I want you to I still love Nicki. Whenever you get a chance, you also are winning. You know I'm gonna give you 4 tickets. 4 tickets to any city of your choice with Gab City Lounge access. Okay,
You're
Dorian?
kidding me.
Yes, thank you.
What?
Happy birthday, Miss Gwendolyn.
Oh my God.
I am Nicki Minaj.
Are you, this is for me?
Yes.
I'd like to say happy
Because you love
birthday.
Moment for Life?
Wishing you
Yes.
many more.
Isn't that your favorite song?
Yes, it is my favorite song. What in the
That's
world?
Nicki.
In the name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. How'd you do that? How did you do that?
Nicki Minaj just wish you happy birthday.
What?
She just.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow, Dorian, that's amazing. Thank you. I'm still like in shock. I'm like, wait a minute. She said happy birthday to me. It's incredible.
It's just heaven sent.